So today is a very big day. March for Our Lives demonstrations are happening all around the world, including right here in Vancouver. Why was it important for you to come down and be here?
Well, I'm a resident in the States now, and I think that I'm going to apply for my citizenship when I'm able, when I'm done spending 10 months out of the year in Canada shooting the show. But my wife is American, my daughter's an American citizen, and we're here right now working. And she starts at a public school in September. And one of my first thoughts was, about safety. So I look at it less as a gun issue, because a lot of the feedback that I've gotten is A, you're Canadian, mind your own business, and B, it's gun rights are gun rights. And when I think of March for Our Lives, I just think about feeling like our kids are safe.
Yeah.
So that's what it is for me. It's more of a human thing.
And I love that you're here with your family.
Yeah.
Your daughter's quite young.
Yes.
Did you explain to her what today is all about? Was that hard for you as a dad?
Well, I mean, yeah, she's 4.5, so my wife and I were really into explaining to her that today is about kids being safe and feeling safe. I mean, she's got a great school that she goes to now in Los Angeles, and we were asking, when you're there, do you feel safe with your teachers and safe with your friends? And she very much does, and I want to keep it that way.
I love that, and I love that you posted on Facebook that you were going to be here, and I did a deep dive, and people were not very nice. There were some very, very negative comments.
Yeah.
And I love that you responded to them, and you were like, you're allowed your opinion, you're entitled to your opinion, but one of them in particular, I was like, I love that you brought out the sass, and your daughter's actually right there, so I won't use all the words, but you go on to say, I want people to know that I absolutely, positively do not give a bleep.
Blank, yeah.
And why is it important for you to not only say that you're going to be here, but also be like, you know what, I'm here, take it,
well,
it's important to me.
I built my platform on Facebook and on other social media platforms through authenticity. So the first real taste of that I had actually was we participated in Vancouver Pride this year because we had friends that were here, and it's a fun weekend in the city, and the weather's good, aside from the wildfires. It was all smoky and stuff like that. But I just posted some random photos from Pride, just having a good time with my friends and my wife, Cassandra. And, I got about 4,000 or 5,000 unlikes for every photo that I posted. But then I really started thinking about it, and I started thinking about 4,000 or 5,000 unlikes in the context of 5.5 million people.
Yeah.
And, everyone's going to have their opinion, and there are people that are always going to hear anyone that's involved in acting or whatever, and they're going to say, or they're an athlete, and they're going to say, just stick to what you do, you entertain me, leave politics out of this. And, to that I say, I built my platform, okay, on my own merits. It's mine, and I'm going to say what I want.
You have your voice, you might as well use it to say what's important to you.
Yeah, I mean, look, it goes the other way, too. In the early days after, again, as someone who lives in the United States, is not able to vote in the United States, but pays taxes in the United States, I wrote a basic a post in January of 2017 before the Trump inauguration, basically saying, I hope he does well, because this is a country that we all have to live in. And even from that perspective, it's kind of damned if you do or damned if you don't.
But you might as well. I applaud anyone who uses a platform to talk about what's important. So I think that's really great.
Well, I just don't think that nowadays, with the peak that you get into people's lives, everyone's going to have an opinion. But the whole idea of Michael Jordan back in the day saying, I don't get political because Republicans buy shoes too. I just don't think that flies anymore in 2018. Maybe it did then, but I don't feel like it does now. I feel like people, like LeBron James, as an example, speaking out on social issues, and people of my ilk in Hollywood doing the same thing. It's not expected, but I'm not doing it to garner a reaction. I'm doing it because it's my opinion.
I think it's really great when people can come together like this, and March for Our Lives is a perfect example of that. When people can come together on the same day for the same cause, I really think that can elicit change. What's your hope from today? After all of these demonstrations happen around the world, what would you like to see happen?
Well, I think the mobilization and getting people organized is important. I think that's the first step. I think the second step is keeping that momentum into, specifically in the United States, into midterm elections. I think that you know, we've seen it with some special elections, but I think that, you know, your position on this particular issue, on sensible gun laws, is going to be something that is really going to be a trigger, no pun intended, for these midterm elections. So I think that if the momentum stays up there, and you get more progressive, more sort of sensible people in there that are not Democrats or Republicans, just simply intellectually curious and motivated for the right reasons to find a solution. So that would be my hope.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
So thank you for your time, and thank you for being here and speaking out about how important it is that we use our voice and our platform.
Yeah, I mean, it's everyone wants to make it a guns or no guns issue, and I just view it as I don't want the first thought that comes into my mind when I think about my daughter's education and schooling to be, you know, how equipped is this school if someone decides to walk in with an assault rifle? And that's a very sobering thing to say, but we clearly have to have the conversation. So as long as what we are doing today furthers it in some way, shape, or form, then I think it will have been worthwhile.